Hey everyone, welcome to Wild Breakaway with Tom Chorske. I'm Audra Martin. The Minnesota Wild were hoping to make it a perfect weekend against New York. Tonight they have to settle for 1 point against the Islanders. This is a team that, they gave everything they could to the Islanders, but they are the #1 defensive team in the league for a reason. We saw that, but this is really a big point for Minnesota.
Big point for Minnesota, and yes, the Islanders came in and have turned things around this year for their season, and they're sitting up atop the Metropolitan League, or way up there this year in the overall standings. They plugged the middle, they plugged right in front of the net, those shooting lanes, and the Wild did a great job getting 34 shots through to the net and had a plethora of shot attempts, and so that's a trend that continued that I think is really a good trend for the Minnesota Wild. It just shows that they have the puck, they're getting into the zone, and they're trying to get shots off on net, and the power play was good. Jared Spurgeon, in my mind, was probably the #1 player of the game, but Zach Parise gets back on the score sheet with a really good power play goal, and Alex Stalock was pretty good when he had to be.
Yeah, so the Islanders take both games this season against the Wild, despite being outshot tonight 34-20. The Wild have a power play goal in 3 straight games, so that's a great thing to see. That snaps the Islanders' 7-game perfect streak on the penalty kill. And speaking of the power play, or the Islanders, their power play goal snaps their 11-game drought on the man advantage. Ryan Donato had an assist on each of the Wild goals here tonight, so he's got 13 points in 13 games with the Wild.
He's also a shooter, so he doesn't waste too much time. He gets the puck away, and I mean, both of the goals came off of shots, and that's how we scored last night, and that's how we're going to score in the next night. We got to shoot the puck.
So the season-long 5-game homestand will wrap up Tuesday night with a Central Division showdown as the Colorado Avalanche come to town, and that's another must-win type feel game for the Minnesota Wild. Really, every game here on out, the remaining of the season, is going to be a huge game. And the Colorado Avalanche not too far out of the playoff picture either, so both teams going to be anxious to give it all they got. Yeah,
Colorado 6-4-0 in their last 10. They're coming off a game today where they beat the New Jersey Devils 3-0 with an empty netter. Nathan McKinnon gets his 37th goal, so he's a guy that always has to be watched when he comes to St. Paul. But yeah, this is going to be an extremely important game for the Wild to continue that offensive pressure. I think if they found an identity in the last couple games, it's to be a pressure team. Some teams are heavy, play a real physical game. I think the Wild can identify with playing a high-pressure game, taking away time and space and getting a lot of pucks to the net and going to the net, which is, I think, what we've seen. And they'll need to bring that game on Tuesday because it's on the backside, too. They leave St. Paul and go play the Washington Capitals. Yeah. That's going to be a tough one. Yeah. So you want to get those 2 points before you leave home.
Yeah, we are down to single digits in the regular season for Minnesota. Only one of those games will come against a non-playoff team, and that is Tuesday night against Colorado. So it's a big one. We'll see if the Wild can pick up 2 more points. Until then, for Tom Chorske, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us on Wild Breakaway.